So I've been playing the Trailblazer Reloaded League and I've been having an absolute blast. As you can see, I've been fishing a lot. So right when the league is over, I'm going to be returning to my tutorial island to Twisted Bow account. So I want to keep up with a lot of the prices. So let's just hop right in and check them out. So the first item we're going to be looking at today is Zulrah scales. Let's check the last month to get a good accurate price. So the last month they were 118 at a peak of 127 and now they're about 123. We'll go to the past year of these items. As you can see, the past year is a crazy drop. I was wondering if some of these prices might go up a little bit because less people would be farming Zulrah right now if they're playing the league. Next, we have the Enhanced Crystal Weapon Seed, right? This item is kind of sad, right? 112 million GP last month, and now it's down to 97. So yeah, I was wondering because my bank value dropped quite a bit on my Ironman in a week, and I'm assuming a lot of less people are doing maybe PVM and stuff like that right now, or maybe bots are taking it over or something during the league, right? We look at the past year of this item. Yeah, I remember the good old days where this being 140 million GP, and now it's less than 100. So this is the raw Karambwan, what I've been catching the entire time I've been playing the leagues on my Ironman account, right? So it looks like it hasn't really changed much in the past month. We'll look at the past even year of this item, right? So yeah, they were 300. I don't know what the hell happened here. I remember looking at my bank and seeing like these are almost 500 GP each, but they're kind of low again. Now, this is the cooked version of them, so you can make a ton of money and get like one of the fastest cooking experience in the game, especially if you like two-tick these or whatever, right? You look at the past year of these items, right? So even back then, even last year, you could still make a hell of a lot of profit. There was a point where these were 700 GP each, right? But even still, at the current state of 475 GP, you'll make a ton if you just buy these and cook them up. I'm wondering if there's like a lot of bots like fishing Karambwans or something, because that's crazy. I guess a lot probably go out of the game because of PKing and stuff, but yeah, lots of money to be made cooking. Someone in the last video told me to check out the Guardian boots, so this is the month for them anyway, so 4.3 mil and 4.3 mil. So let's check the quarter. They apparently made a decent amount of money, so this is where they made money, right? We'll go back to the year, right? Yeah, they definitely made a lot of money because they said they bought it about 2 million GP and they went to 4 million. That's insane, but it looks like they're dropping again, but not by much. This would have been a great investment, like, because for the longest time 2 million GP and then just like 5 mil. Got the good old classic Dragon Claws, 90 million at the start of last month and about 90 million GP now. Let's check the quarter and year, right? So there was a high of almost 100 million GP and they keep going down, right? I don't know what it is. Less people using them, a lot of people hopping onto leagues. Don't know what it is, right? But it hasn't gone down too much. There's items that are a lot worse, right? This is a crazy item, the Osmumten's Fang, right? This is the past month, 25 mil, and it's about 27 mil now, so it's gone up a little bit, and we will look at this. This is the past quarter, and this is the past year, right? So 64 million GP last year at this time. Had a little bit higher, 67 million GP, but other than that, it's just continuously going down. Went back up to about 44 mil again. Maybe they made some changes or had some update where it was really handy for it. But look, it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. I think I bought it on my alt for about 28, 27 million GP, and it keeps going down from there. Don't know why, because this is like an amazing item, like crazy good. Next, we have an item that's arguably worse, which is the Ghrazi rapier, 47 million at the start of last month, and it's going up. Maybe it has more value than people think. Anyways, we'll go to the past year of this item. Yeah, it's about 90 million at this time last year, and it's continuously dropped, kind of similar to the Fang. Maybe more people are using mage or ranged. I couldn't really tell you, to be honest, right? But 49 million GP for this item. Personally, I would go with the Osmumten's Fang. Next, we have coal on the list, right? Last month, 188, and it's going up to 10. Let's go. Good investment there. But the past year, would it have been a good investment? It looks like it would have. So last year, 160 GP. It had a high of 250 sometime in October. Freaking crazy. And it's 206 now, so it's higher than it was last year by a decent amount, actually. Huh. And next we've got gold ore, and we'll see. So 234 at the start of last year, had a high of 300 this year, right? But let's see what it is now, 187, so kind of the opposite for gold ore. I guess a lot of bosses drop gold ore, right? We got the Phantom Muzpa that drops it. There's a ton of ways of just getting a lot of gold ore. It's not just being mined, a lot of the bosses, and I'm assuming Muzpa really had something to do with this, right? So if Muzpa came out in January, right, a lot of people getting it and then selling it off, and it just decreases from there. And it's lower than it's ever been, really. I guess here it was a bit lower, but yeah, I could just keep dropping and dropping. Good time to buy to get your smithing up. Next, we have the good old classic nature rune. So this is the week of the nature rune, right? So it's going up, which is good. The past month, it's going up. And we'll take a look at the year, right? So last year was 134 GP per nature rune, and it seems like it was continuously just crashing all of the time. Had a little bit of a peak, right? But it was like, you know, less than 100 GP, and this is something that I really like to see. Look, it's going back up to 110 GP each. Not quite as good as it was last year, but considering how much bad stuff that has happened with rune crafting, a lot of the money making methods with rune crafting really went down the shitter with Guardians of the Rift, so many other ways of obtaining runes like boss drops, right? We had that update where you could kind of make unlimited runes if you had enough money, so Ironman accounts didn't really need to worry about runes, but that wouldn't have affected the economy, right? But it's weird to see. It's nice to see that the nature runes actually going back up in value. Now, are we going to be as lucky with the blood rune? Probably not, right? So last year at this time, they were still very low, 221 each. Do you remember the days where they were 400 GP each? Even last year at this time, you would basically almost break even or the same amount as you could sell to Alcrid, right? You sell them for 200 in Alcrid, you could get a little bit more for selling them on the Grand Exchange. Then they dropped, went up a little bit again, and yep, the same price, actually even lower than you would get selling them to Alcrid General Store, and it doesn't look like they're changing anytime soon. They will never really go lower than this, though. They really can't, because you can sell them to the store for this price. So I don't think they will ever get lower than that unless they make changes to Alcrid or something. Next, right here, we have the Dragon Hunter Lance, and a lot of these items seem to be going up, which I really like to see. That's so cool. 35 million GP at the start of last month, and it's about 37 million GP now. That's a good investment just for a month. We'll look at the quarter. Looks like it's going up, and the year. So this is where it seems to go down, right? So it was 45 million GP at this time last year. It went down quite a bit, went up, right? And we'll go back to the quarter. So this is in August, 31 million GP. From this chart, it looks like it's been going up like quite a bit. 31 million GP to almost 38 million GP. So that's a 7 million GP increase in just 4 months, which is really good to see with some of these items, because it's weird, right? I remember the days where these were 100 mil, 80 mil, stuff like that, and the fact that they were just like this amount of value, right? 30 million, right? The amount of time it took me to get this item on my Ironman, 2 years, and it's only worth 30 million, like that's just kind of depressing, right? But I like to see the fact that it's going back up. It is a great item. You can make a lot of money with this item. We've got the Dragon Warhammer, this time last month, almost 31 million GP, and it's down 2 mil. We'll take a look at the year of this item. So, ooh, that's weird. Almost the exact same price as it was this time last year. And then it had a high of about 32 million GP, and it's exactly where it was last year. Interesting. We've got the cannonball here, 164 this time last year and 157 now. So it's gone down over the year, and it has spikes, I'm assuming, with like Slayer updates or updates where people maybe just make them more. Maybe these are bots getting banned. You never know what it could be. It had a really crazy high of almost 200 GP each in October, but it's even down lower than it was this time last year. Coming in strong here, we've got the Torva plate body, 445 million GP at the start of the month, and it's about 440 now, so it only went down a little bit. Let's take a look at the past year of this item. In the past year, it's gone up a good amount, a solid amount actually. So 390 million GP this time last year, and now it's 439 million. So it would have actually been a good investment to buy Torva. You never would have thought that, right? There's a huge spike in July here where it went from 415 to 460, and it stayed pretty consistent. The highest, it was almost 500 mil at one point, and now it is 440, so a good increase. I'm assuming plate legs will be the same. It actually looks like they might be lower. So this time last year, the plate legs were 344, and now they're 340, so they haven't gone down too much, but they had the same thing kind of happen, right, where they had a huge spike around the same time here, but you wouldn't have lost that much money holding on to them for a year. Right here, we've got the Masori body. Now, this is an item I've noticed, because I actually have it on my Ironman account. I've noticed it fluctuate quite a bit, and that means by going down, right? So when, this time last year was 170 million GP. I got it around where it was 100, so I got it sometime in April. I remember it was around actually about 107 million GP, and it's just been decreasing like crazy ever since. Like, I mean, it had a spike again about 100, and then I noticed the other day that it was like 60 million GP. That's crazy how much this item's gone down. Right here, we've got the Tumeken Shadow. So let's see. This is last year, November. It was about 1.2 bill. And then it kind of went crazy up to about 1.4 billion, dropped again, and went up crazy again to about 1.5 bill. And it looks like it's at the point where it's dropping again. I've noticed with Tombs of a Masket, it seems like a lot of the prices are going down for some reason, like the Fang, the Masori, the Shadow. I'm wondering if this is because so many people camp Raids 3. They just love it so much, right? It's cool because you can scale it and stuff like that, so I feel like it's a lot more friendly to newer players and stuff, but I guess updates really make it spike and then go down, right? But a lot of these items just seem to be crashing like crazy. And we've got the classic twisted bow, and it's always going up for some reason. This time last year, it was 1.2, almost 1.3 billion, and currently right now, it's about 1.5. This item is just insane. I don't think Jagex ever wants to beat this item. Maybe they will one day, but it just seems to be the go-to item that like everyone dreams of. That's why I have the Tutorial Island to Twisted Bow series, but it seems like every year it just gets harder. So yeah, it just always seems to be going up, right? Like, it's just, you drop sometimes, great time to buy. Like, whenever it's like not 1.5 bill, maybe just buy it. It's crazy, dude. And to finish it off, we've got the old school bond, which this item should always be going up, especially right now because of the leagues. Lots of people probably buying bonds to actually buy or to use to play the leagues on, say, an alt account or whatever it might be, right? So this time last year, bond was almost 8 mil. And it should always pretty much go up and down a little bit, but for the most part, it's like a good investment. It's always going to really go up over time. So yeah, in a year, it went from 6.8 to 9.1 million GP for a bond. In a year from now, are they going to be 20 mil, like 15 million GP, something like that for a bond? It is good to see the price of the bond go up, but it's getting expensive, right? Imagine trying to get a bond in free to play now. Maybe that's a good video idea. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Like, as always, if you have any suggestions for other items you'd like me to put in the next one, leave them down in the comments below. I will try to read through all of them and put the items in. We got the Guardian boots in this video because somebody asked me, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya later.